Okay, hello. I'm going to be reading the second part of my novel. So I'll just read again about a 10-minute portion of it. And thank you all for being here again. So again, this is Gasoline Rainbows Part 2. Okay. Sorry, my son fast forwarded from where I was. Okay. So this is where we left off. You know, most people would be saying they had to go home and go to sleep for work in the morning, Everett said. His boots were off, and he was $1 less. Must be nice, Jean said, and we all sort of glanced at Gabriel without meaning to. He didn't meet a single look, just kept his eyes out the window at the dusty orange circle hanging up in the big empty. Uriel jumped up and returned in a blink with some old friend. She set the softened by touch cardboard box in the middle of our lumpy circle. Body lurched away, smashing into the couch cushion behind me. My stomach muscles got hard before I really saw the words printed on top of the box. Everett started clapping slow, in rhythm with clock sounds, letting his jaw drop and a blood-curdling whoop slither out along the ground. He finished by exclaiming we were going to stir some stuff up like we used to. Gabriel reached forward to flip the lid off, letting it land in front of Jean. Dang, cowboy, Uriel whispered. We all whispered now. So I guess I should have said, dang, cowboy, Uriel whispered. Everett howled like a coyote and made the hairs on my forearms stand tall. Fielder shot the rubber band he had around his wrist at Everett and hit him in the heart. Are you scared? Everett whispered at Fielder with fire in his eyes. The board came out. The plastic slider piece where our fingertips were meant to go was placed in the middle. There wasn't room for all of us around the board. I hung back. Jean hung back across the group. Uriel jumped right in like it was an oasis, and she was a little dehydrated animal in the death of the desert. Gabriel got on. Fielder joined up. They asked, who are you? Where did you come from? Do you like us? All these rendered nothing. We waited and whispered nervous little titters. Uriel cleared her throat. Give us a sign, she said. We waited still more. She became agitated. Give us a sign already. Are you scared or something? 'Cause I think you up. Went the fire. The darkness closed around us all too tight. Slowly, even the rusted moon faded from us, and we were in blackness then. I wondered where exactly the window was, and I longed to see the innocent sprinkling of dust and spilled mulch from the potted cactus occupying the sill. In that blackness, I could hear breathing of people, trying not to breathe conspicuously. We dared not even whisper. There was a scratching sound in the center of the room, a slow, drawn-out plastic on plastic. It got faster and faster and faster still. It was speaking to us until it came to a halt. The rust tint of big old moon eased back, letting our eyes adjust, and the fire sprang up like in a cartoon world. Jean's eyes were on me, full and wild. I looked him over, but didn't notice even a bead of sweat on him. What do you want? Uriel asked with a half smile and untamed look in her eye. Fielder shushed her. Stop it, that's enough. The little triangle was going, though. THESANE spelled itself out. Somewhere in this house there must have been a clock, and in our silence I heard each second chick away. The letters appeared one at a time in rhythm with the clock sound. After 17 seconds of timeless eternity, it paused. The triangle flew directly into the wood stove. hold on, I messed that sentence up. The triangle flew into the wood stove so directly, I thought at first that Fielder had pitched it. The flame turned a deeper shade of fire, what I could now call maroon and dioxide eggplant. It sparked, it hissed, it quit. We sat, unable to tear our gaze away, terrified for what the fire pit would produce next. Whoa, that was nuts. Uriel gave to the heavy, silent circle. I looked at each of them. My sister sat there wide-eyed and expectant. Her hair was beautiful and spun around like a tornado scene. It was naturally blonde and hung in pieces to her shoulder blades. Even though her face was a hair past the age to have acne, hers was the kind of face which could carry it decently. She wore it like a red, irritated, bubbled beard on her pale visage. It didn't even take away from her looks. Not really, not too much. Gene sat there, barrel-chested and alert. His eyes were wide and charcoal, fathomless in their depths. His full midsection already had a little hard bulge to it. His arms were cannons. Trust could be placed in them to lift a newborn calf in each arm without quivering even a hint. He was getting to be too much for that last pack of white t-shirts I got him. Those seams were just crying. I could see it from here. But I liked it, truly. Truly, I always have. And I always will. Fielder was the real thin, sinewy fella with bristly chestnut hair. His fingers were piano player delicate, and he was so muscle-lagging and flat-chested I would venture to say his nipples and pecs were nearly concave. Not that I had ever seen anyone besides my own, bare-chested. We didn't live in the breezy coastal towns where kids would swim together. I knew these people only with their cable-knit sweaters, long johns, parkas, mittens, dog-eared caps. For all I know, they could have been completely formless underneath those layers, never having occasion to be proven otherwise. Put it up, Fielder. Uriel, someone, Gene said. Please. I stood up. He said, not you. I don't want you touching it. I sat. I don't like this anymore, Uriel said. We need to shred it to a couple pieces. Burn it, Fielder whispered. That's what you do. Uriel took to hacking it up with Fielder's pocket saw. He sat, knees up, looking on it strong. Uriel took it piece by piece to the fire, watching the flame melt it away and release its little chemical bits into the air we were breathing. Why is it still hissing? Fielder wanted to know. Make it stop. It's not doing anything now, Fielder. It's gone. Look at it. Yet.